Uganda Airlines is celebrating 5 years of commercial operations. Back in 2019, Government of Uganda took a bold step of reviving the national airline, and to accelerate this, it launched with a fleet of 4 new regional CRJ-900 carriers from Bombardier. These were followed by the delivery of 2 wide-body Airbus A330-800 neo aircraft, adding a touch of long-haul capability to the airline's fleet. Since then, Uganda Airlines has expanded its network to 13 destinations across Africa and Asia. According to the airline CEO Jennifer Bamuturaki, the past 5 years have laid the groundwork for a successful takeoff.
So 5 years down the road, when we look back, we've come a really long way. We completed our 3-year strategic plan, and this strategic plan is what we are concluding because it ends in this financial year. Where we've come from in terms of our revenue, we grew it from about a contribution of 5.7% to 90%. I believe we will go more than that with all the routes we are launching. Our passenger numbers also grew. That we grew that from about 50,000 to now coming close to 500,000. So the airline has been growing.
She adds that another key factor contributing to the airline's success has been its foray into cargo operations and self-handling.
When we got our certification of including the Airbus on our AOC, we started our cargo operations. This was in 2021, late 2021. And that saw us grow quite a bit from about 1 ton to 7,000 tons in terms of our cargo.
The airline has also made significant strides in improving on its operational efficiency. Despite facing challenges such as the COVID-19 pandemic and regional conflicts, the airline CEO asserts that they've remained resilient and adaptable.
But by 2020, we were expecting to operate around 18 routes. Not just COVID, there was war as well. In Khartoum, that war happened. In Congo, there's been a change in the landscape that has affected us. We were supposed to have been operating Lubumbashi, Goma. That hasn't come through, even when Goma is in the Bassa. We've encountered a lot of regulatory challenges where countries don't just give you the route. We had Cape Town planned. We have been asked to join Saturn. So there were not just COVID. A lot changed in the landscape.
Looking ahead, Uganda Airlines says they are committed to sustainability and innovation as European aviation regulations tighten. The airline is planning to integrate sustainable aviation fuel into their operations to align with the global environmental standards.
We've planned knowing that Heathrow was going at least 20%. Now, the type of aircraft, the Airbus A330 that we operate, the engines already have provision to take on the sustainable aviation fuel. Now, Uganda Airlines will not be landing in Heathrow. We'll be landing in Gatwick. But that doesn't excuse us. That's why I mentioned to you that this is something we have in plan to make sure that by the time we start operating these routes, we must be SAF ready. We have put a paper ready to be presented to our board for them to be aware.
Another mandate for the airline is to see through government's plans of transforming Entebbe International Airport into a regional aviation hub, utilizing the hub and spoke model. The airline's chief commercial officer, Adedayo Olaui, says their operations are closely aligned with this ambitious goal.
We intend to be able to connect people from Lusaka and from Harare to be able to go to London. We intend to be able to connect people from Abuja to Nairobi, Abuja to Jeddah, connect people from Abuja to London, Abuja to Mumbai. So that's the strategy that we are focusing on, ultimately trying to develop Entebbe as the next big hub in East Africa.
The airline's load factor is also expected to increase with the launch of new routes. Adeda highlights that Uganda Airlines has rolled out a new 10-year strategic plan that outlines goals for further expansion and acquisition of new aircraft.
There's been a clamor for us to get mid-range aircraft, primarily because we would like to right-size some of our routes, because we have some routes that have now outgrown the CLJ. We have some routes that we can't efficiently support with the CLJ, like our Johannesburg route, where we are constantly weight restricted. So that has brought about the need for us to have mid-range aircraft that have more seats and more range than the CLJ, and which can also serve as an alternative for the 330 on some of the routes that we presently fly. So the government has graciously agreed for us to order 4 A320 neo aircraft, which are mid-range aircraft, and also to get 2 787 Dreamliner aircraft to join the fleet over the next few years.
Currently, Uganda Airlines has fostered domestic economic growth by supporting local suppliers and contributing to the local economy. The airline recently revealed that they had pumped over 100 billion Ugandan shillings into the economy, boosting businesses and creating jobs. Samuel Senono, UBC Business.